Hey guys, it's Drac, and today I'm doing a commission for a YouTube user. I think his name is Mr. Big Daddy or something. And he wants a blaster that's got some integrations, a paint job, and the only thing he said about the paint job is he wanted there to be some red in it. And then his other thing that he wanted is he wanted something that he could snipe with, up to 120 or more feet. Now I thought about that, and I thought that the best way to do that would probably be with every Nerf user knows that the Titan will get that kind of ranges very easily, and it's an incredibly powerful blaster, and it doesn't get a lot of cosmetic work. At least I've never seen it. So I've got a stock Maverick. I'm going to pull some more things from my parts bin, and we're going to turn this into a really cool custom unique sniper rifle. I'm going to start breaking things down, and I will show you what we've got as we go along. Alright guys, so I've just finished removing all of the screws from the Titan. They are almost all the same size. It's really easy to figure out where they go, so don't worry about those. Setting them aside, when you lift your Titan apart, you'll notice that the internals comprise of two sets really. There's the parts that go to the Titan tank, and then there's the parts that are used to charge and fire the Hornet tank down below. I'm going to gut all of the Hornet things because they won't be used in this mod, and then I'll probably carve out a large amount of this plastic that I think is unnecessary, like under here, this Hornet's trigger, and then this scope on top, which is a fake scope. And I may integrate the Maverick up front. I still haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to do it. Should be really cool. I'll let you know what happens once I've cut it down. This segment shows you all the pieces that I'm leaving in while I'm painting. There are two safeties in this that prevent you from firing at an angle, and they're actually these metal ball bearings in here that look like this, and there's one here for that front trigger that I'm going to cut out anyway, and there's one back here for the Titan's main trigger, and that's just to keep people from shooting at ridiculous angles or straight up in the air. So I'm removing those. Over here are all the pieces that I've cut out that I'm kind of scrapping. They're parts of the Hornet tank, this pressure gauge which would get in the way of my cosmetic mod, and then over here are the trigger and its screw that I'm saving. I've left a few pieces in here. This one I'm actually going to paint in off color, so I need to set it aside. And then up here is the pump and the tank, which I need to attach a coupler to so that it'll be ready to go. Still haven't done anything with the Maverick. Going to start getting it ready to integrate things. Okay guys, so you can see that I've come in with epoxy putty and I've covered the holes that I made in the shell. I've done that on both sides so that it's pretty sturdy and it's going to stay really well. I've also finished doing the epoxy putty hot glue epoxy combo job that I do to make these integrations really solid, and I've cut down the shell so that it's now just one handle controlling both triggers depending upon which way you flip the blaster. This should be really cool. I also sawed off that scope because I intend to do some other things up here, and I've broken down the Maverick completely. The only other thing that I've done is I've taken the air tank and I've cut all the tubing off of it so that I can seal that, which I'll do with either epoxy or goop. And then I came in and I sanded down this so that it's flat, and I took a half coupler for PVC and I sanded that down, so now these two will fit together very nicely and I can goop them together. I'll let that set overnight and then I'll come and paint these things. This is a quick segment just showing you all the pieces that I've painted silver. The paint job for this commission was left open-ended and I decided to go with silver and red. I've done all of the Maverick parts, and this is the main body as it's being painted red. And then over here I've done with that Krylon aluminum the Maverick barrels, and I just love the finish that this has. It really looks metallic. I'm going to start putting things back together, and the next segment should show you how I'm assembling the speed loader for this blaster. Doing a new barreling material this time. Should be cool. For the speed loader for this Titan, I'm going to be using full foot-long segments of PETG from Tear Kitty, and then I'm going to be using slightly longer lengths of half-inch Schedule 40 PVC so that I can nest it inside and keep it safe. I'm going to paint that after I assemble it, and I'll show it to you when the blaster's finished. Hey guys, so this is the finished Mav Titan. It's not the usual Mav Titan, which is a Titan inside a Maverick. It's an integration. I'm calling it the B.F.D because I like that abbreviation better than what the commissioner requested I call it, which is his username, Big Freaky Daddy. So that's why that's written on the blaster, and then on the other side it has my Fang signature, which was requested, along with B.F.D. That's also on the Mavericks detailing. The Maverick turned out really nice. I like this red and silver as a standalone thing. I'm not sure how much I like it on the Titan, but it turned out well. Here I have my PETG speed loader, which is just PETG gooped inside of half-inch Schedule 40 PVC, and I'm going to put orange E-tape on these before I mail it out just so it's totally within everyone's regulations. I'll be doing the same thing for this absolver. This was not part of the commission. I just like throwing gifts in with some of the things I do. And absolvers are fun because you can always use absolvers at war. Almost always. But single Titans are usually banned, so I wanted him to have something that he could use as well as the Maverick. The Maverick is functioning just fine. You can see that the rotation mech is easy. And I'm not going to fire it just because I don't want to, and it'll take up time, but I've loaded a Rogue Dart into this PETG. It's got great air blaster fit, and I've already pumped it. So when I put the speed loader on and fire, it's just terrifying the velocities this thing gets. It's definitely getting the ranges that the commissioner wanted. He wanted something that went at least 120 feet up to 150, and it accomplishes that very easily. The paint job is just base red with silver detailing all over the place, and I did silver on the pump, which fades into the red that's naturally the color of the Titan, which blends in very well. I did that so that it wouldn't be damaged through the pumping mech because I don't have any vinyl day. All in all, I really like the way that this blaster turned out. I'm going to fire the absolver now real quick. And those just get an incredible spread with really nice ranges. They're similar but not quite as good. I'd say that they get 70, 75 feet with my modded darts, and I haven't tested it with Stefan's yet. The blaster can be inverted to fire the Maverick naturally, and the only things that I did inside of the Titan is obviously I couplered it and then painted that coupler so it looks really nice head on. And then I went in and I glued over the trigger mech in its entirety so it doesn't have any give, and the trigger pull is a lot faster and easier to get better ranges. I did not plug the pump because I think plugging the pump in a single Titan takes it from being something that's dangerous to unholy, and nobody has any business using a plug pump single Titan. It's just scary. But this is the finished B.F.D, and my next commission will be turning a long strike into a military style sniper rifle, and that should be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching.